Hello everybody, my name is Blaine Elizabeth. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to talk about something that's been heavy on my heart. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers and TikTokers and the recovery community in general being super toxic. Recently, there is a YouTuber named Jessica Kent who is struggling with getting away from a domestic violence situation. She had someone come over to her house. Things happened. I'm not going to touch on that. This isn't going to be a bash Jessica Kent or bash Mindy Scorpio video. I just want to talk about the recovery community in general and how toxic this is getting. The past couple of weeks, I have been seeing TikToks and YouTubes made about these two creators and who's on what substance and who's lying, and it's just a messy, messy situation. First and foremost, I want to just remind everybody that's in the recovery community, we know more than any other people that recovery is a very personal journey. We all choose to recover the way that we want to recover and the way that works best for us. What works for me might not work for you. Whatever medication somebody is on is none of my business. I know a lot of times that 12-step meetings and abstinence-based groups of recovery will push that message onto other groups of recovery. Medication-assisted treatment, methadone, Suboxone, Sublocade, Vivitrol, all of those methods of treatment are just as valid. In fact, research backs up those methods of treatment because people stay sober longer when they use medications. Having a big platform, she has almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube. That has got to be super stressful and super overwhelming. And what Jessica chooses to disclose or not disclose is up to her. That's not for me to decide. That's not for the recovery community to decide. Who and when she chooses to disclose things to is up to her. We kind of have these parasocial relationships with people where we feel like we're their bestie because we're in recovery. Girl, I know you, I feel you, I feel what you're talking about, or I've been incarcerated too, so I completely get where you're coming from. But that doesn't give us the right to demand information. Jessica recently made a video talking about how she made a mistake for exposing another creator, and she's owned that mistake and she's looking to move forward. Honestly, I commend her for doing that because it's got to be really hard to be vulnerable and to own your shit when you have almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube and over 1 million subscribers on TikTok. It's really hard to get sober and get stable with your mental health when you have everyone giving their opinions on how you should do so. No, Jessica, get off this medication. No, Jessica, don't smoke weed. All of that has to be super overwhelming. Recovery is a personal journey. If someone tells me to do something, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna dig in my heels. I'm gonna say, you told me I can't do that? Watch me, watch me. Reflect on yourself. Think about how you would react if people are like, oh, you need to do this, and oh, you're not sober if you're on this medication, and oh, you're not sober if you're smoking weed. Unfortunately, the recovery community seems to have a lot of opinions on medications and substances that people should or should not take, and they like to invalidate other people's recovery. This is not okay. If someone wants to stop smoking crack but continue to smoke marijuana, that is up to them. If they feel like they can manage their life with cannabis use, not harming themselves or harming other people, who am I to judge? Who are we to judge them? I'm seeing a lot of TikTok creators, YouTube creators, and just other content creators in the recovery community in general voicing their opinion on Jessica, Mindy, the situation, their screenshots, their videos that they have made to each other. That is all up to them, what they choose to disclose or not disclose, or prove to the community or not prove to the community. They don't owe us shit. With having a huge platform like that, it's got to be really overwhelming. Trying to figure out what you should say and what you shouldn't say, especially when there are children involved. I know how scary that can be. Let's all take a deep breath, back off of our high horses and just send a lot of good vibes to both of those families. They both deserve a happy, sober life in recovery with clarity. They both deserve that peace without everyone's harsh judgments and criticisms coming at them from all sorts of avenues. Having a huge YouTube platform and choosing to disclose things on it is completely her choice, and that has to be a lot of pressure and a lot of feelings of overwhelm, especially for someone that struggles with mental health, substance use, and who is escaping a domestic violence situation. Trauma can make us do funky things, and I know that Jessica talks a lot about relying on her therapist and her doctors. There's my dog, Asher. He's such a good dog. He's really wanting me to play with him. If you are a person in recovery, just remember where you came from. Whether Jessica Kent is struggling or not struggling, like, that is irrelevant. Even if she is struggling, if you were struggling with addiction, would you get on YouTube and be like, hey guys, I have been shooting up crack today and that's my life? Like, no, you wouldn't. The nature of the disease of addiction is to be secretive, because if you are honest, then you have to do something about it. So addiction wants to hide itself and protect itself so that it can continue. That's just the nature of the disease. We, the people that are in recovery, should be supportive, supporting them with what they want to share, not pressuring them to get honest or pressuring them to stop taking this med or stop taking that med. Like, no, we are not their doctor. We are not their therapist. This was a huge rant and it's not my normal content, but I just had to get on here and say something because I am a person in recovery and I have relapsed before. And if I had a million other people like telling me how I was supposed to recover, like, that would suck. And I have been a person who has sat in meetings on methadone and people have taken readings away from me. They've told me I couldn't share because I wasn't clean. And that hurt me. That crushed my self-esteem. I know what it feels like to be on both sides of it. Just think, if that was you that was struggling, or if that was you that had made some bad choices or relapsed or whatever, would you want that blasted on the internet? Would you feel more compelled to be honest if people were like, she's a liar, she's a fake, blah, blah, blah? No, you'd be like, fuck them. I'm doubling down and here's my evidence why I'm not a drug addict anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. Your addiction doesn't want you to be honest. It doesn't want you to heal. It doesn't want you to grow. Your addiction wants you dead, period. Just keep in mind today that we are all human beings. We all have our struggles. We may portray a beautiful smile or a silly TikTok dance, and we might be dealing with something awful underneath it all. Stress, anxiety, overwhelm, imposter syndrome is real. Some people that are in recovery also have underlying mental health issues, trauma that we may never understand. What might be crushing for me may be a simple task for you. Just remember to stay positive, send love and light to everyone you come across, because you never know what someone else is dealing with. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Blaine Elizabeth, and I hope you have a great Tuesday. Shana sha, shana sha. I'm taking a little bit of Bailey Sarian, a little bit of Christina Randall, a little bit of Jessica Kent, and I'm mixing it all up into my own style. So, booyah, bitches. I don't know. I don't know. Don't come for me.